So, what I have planned for you tonight is grounding ourselves in stillness. So, we do a lot of stillness in our yin classes, but what's it like to do stillness in a yang class? What's it like to soften into strong poses? And of course, everyone will have different edges. And so I invite you from the beginning, get to know your edges and don't hold the postures as long as I am. Or if I come out too early and you feel like, oh no, it's just starting to get interest for me, then stay longer so that you can play with it. And what we'll do is we'll just sit for a bit, and then we'll come and do a series of standing postures and look at lines of energy, look at what it's like to soften into these grounded muscular shapes, see what effect it is. And also if we do our vinyasa moving all the time, sometimes we can move around things we don't want to be with. And there's something I think really interesting about this being still with, this is awkwardness. Oh, this is discomfort. Oh, this is boredom. And to take that in and then it was like a big grandma hug, just loving it. Awkwardness. Boredom. Yeah. So that we let ourselves be who we are. We don't have to love this practice. In fact, I'm quite sure some of you are not going to like this class. You're welcome. But yoga isn't there just to be enjoyed. It's there to move us, to shift things. And if we only keep everything at ease, we will deteriorate. So we want to invigorate ourselves. So play with your edges. Find what it's like to hold it still. Find what it's like to be still when you don't want to be still. But then, of course, kind, gentle with yourselves, especially because we are in our own boxes in our own rooms. And I can't be there to remind you when I see some grimacing face to take it easy. So I say it here at the beginning, and I'll, as best I can throughout, remind you to soften into it. So finding that Goldilocks middle of not too little, not too much, and what's it like to be still? And mom, I see you've lied down, but I will encourage you to sit up for this. So we're all going to start sitting. And we're going to just do things that we don't necessarily like or are used to doing and meeting what that's like. So sitting still, letting your pelvis tilt forward so you can sit on a cushion or sit up on a couch or a chair. Let your legs be heavy, and your spine long, especially the back, the neck, as if the head is just hooked into the sky, and the spinal cord can dangle down. Feeling your breath. And we'll befriend our breath as much as we can in this class. There's a natural softness to our breathing. So can you breathe into this moment? Breathe into what it's like right now to sit still. And resist any urges to scratch or itch or shift. Those impulses may arise, let them arise, and then eventually they will fade away. And asking yourself, how are you? Meeting yourself as you are at the beginning of class, welcoming all your ways of being, all your feelings, sensations. And also letting all your parts know we're going into a yang class of stillness. So we'll begin with a gentle pranayama Inhale, imagine from the base of your pelvis, your perineum, you're sucking up energy from the ground. On the exhale, the energy is flowing up through your spine and out your head. So inhale, you're sipping energy from the earth up to help you sit up a little taller. And the exhale, it just expands off into the universe, relaxing the shoulders. Breathing through the nose with that gentle ocean sound from the throat, or Ujjayi pranayama. Inhale, sucking energy up through the perineum to the base of the pelvis. Exhale, visualizing it expanding like a fountain out of your head and off. Opening your eyes if they're closed. Seeing with eyes open if you can still hold this internal world alive. So we don't close it off when the eyes are open. So awareness of the inside. And then with your next inhale, bring your arms up and then find what is suitable for your shoulders. So it could be that there's tightness in the shoulders and it's better to do this with bent arms. Or maybe it's fine to extend them or bring them closer together. I want it to not be a strain for your shoulders, but still invigorating. And here we'll look into lines of energy. So we're already working with pulling energy up through the pelvis, up through the spine, and exhaling out through the head. But now we can also pull it up through the pelvis and extend out through the fingers and through the head. So inhale, drawing energy from the ground up. And exhale, beaming out through the top of your head and through your fingers. So again, I'll remind you, anytime this becomes too long to be still, take a break, bring the arms down and rest. And then join again if that's appropriate. Otherwise, 6 more breaths. Inhaling from the earth and exhaling out through the top of the head and through the fingers. Relaxing the shoulders, the jaw, the tongue. Softening into the muscular effort. And then imagine you've just gathered a whole bunch of energy between your hands and you're going to bring that energy now in and down. Hands on the belly. Relax the shoulders. And what's this rebound like? And we'll come up to standing. So you may want to take socks off. You may want to keep your socks on. Standing in your mountain pose, the hands can either be on your belly, your center, your hara, or beside you. And so now we're drawing the energy not only through the pelvis, we're still drawing up through the pelvis, but also through the soles of the feet. So inhale, feel that the energy is drawing up through the soles of the feet, especially the inner legs, the pelvis. On the exhale, it goes through the middle and out for now, just to the top of the head. When we raise our arms, then the arms as well. Checking how you're standing. Are you rolling the ankles out or in? See if you can find samasthiti, so equal standing. where you're pushing down behind the big toe, small toe, the base of the heel. Feel the inner arch is lifting up through the thighs. Back neck long. Couple more breaths standing, quite active in mountain pose. And exploring for yourself a balance of engagement and softness. And with your next inhale, bring the arms up and extend through the arms. And again here, the arms can be straight. If it's better bent, you can do cactus arms, or the arms can go all the way up together. Inhaling through the feet and pelvis. Exhaling from the middle, out through the head and out through the fingers. Jaw soft, eyes relaxed. Conscious breathing, Ujjayi pranayama, in and out through the nose with that soft ocean sound. We'll lean over to one side, sometimes called crescent moon, sometimes called standing banana. The legs can stay beside each other or you can cross one over. Side body stretch. Drawing an energy up the legs, up the pelvis, and then extending out the top of your head and your hands. Two more breaths here. What can you soften? If you're not good for your shoulders, then just take the arms out. And then coming to the middle, open the arms if they were together and bring the energy in and down. Pausing here, feeling the rebound. Open through the chest, shoulders releasing back of the neck long. Inhale the arms up. Either together, cactus arms or arms wider apart. Seeing if you've rolled out your feet or rolled your ankles in. Can you be equal standing on both legs? Thighs active, pulling the kneecaps up. Then leaning over to the other side. And either the leg stays they are or you cross one over the other. Beaming energetically out beyond the fingers, out beyond the top of the head. Imagining yourself longer, taller. And feeling that support of the ground beneath you. And what can you soften here? And the next inhale coming out. Open the arms, get some energy, and then bring it in and down. Hands on the belly, pausing, feeling. And release the arms, bend the knees, and we'll roll down. Letting ourselves be still here. So more gentle posture, less muscular. We're dangling. The arms, if they're far from the ground, you can hold the elbows, or they can dangle down to the ground, or if flexibility is there, you can step on the tops with the palms of the hands to stretch out the backs of the wrists. What you have to explore here is, do you prefer straight legs, this practice, or bent legs? Then choosing a shape and breathing into that shape with stillness. Back of the neck is long, jaw soft. Releasing your shoulders. The same idea. So inhaling, energy comes up to the legs, up to the pelvis. And exhale now like a waterfall down your spine, off your shoulders, out of your head. Inhale, drawing the energy up to the feet, the pelvis. And exhale, letting it waterfall through you. Few more breaths like that. If you're stepping on your feet, get on your hands, get off of them. Arms off to the side like an airplane. Inhale, fly all the way up. And then exhale, bring the energy in and down. Hands by your belly. So see if you can feel the prana, the chi in your body moving, and the rebound after these shapes. Then we come into Utkatasana, the chair pose. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down in front of your heart. So finding the right distance for your feet. You don't want it to be too strenuous for the knees. You don't have to go as far down. You push into the feet, draw the thighs up, especially the inner thighs. Hug the outer thighs in the middle. Think of the lower back widening and releasing the shoulders. Really feeling what this shape is all about, strength of the legs. And if you need a break, you straighten your legs, take a break, and then come back in. What's it like to be still in this shape? What can you soften into the strength of this shape? Maybe, if you're with me, 3 more breaths. And then on your next inhale, draw the arms up, straighten the legs. Take an extra breath with the arms up, gathering energy from above. And then bring the energy in and down. Pause to feel this rebound. Warrior 1. So in front of your mat, space behind you. Bring your right leg back. So far, but not too far, where you feel stable in the hips. Bend the left knee. Push both feet down and squeeze the feet together. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Think of the left knee lengthening and the right heel lengthening back. And then this idea of drawing the energy up through the feet, up through the pelvis, and it gets to the belly, and then it extends out to the top of the head, to the arms. But the arms don't have to be lifted. So if there's shoulder sensitivity, keep the arms down. You can draw the elbows back. Or, if it's okay for your shoulders, lift the arms and maybe coming into a small back bend. The head can be straight or fold back. So finding your shape and trying to commit to stillness with compassion for 5 breaths. Feeling all of this interaction, drawing in together, gathering and extending. And then to come out, lower the arms, step forward, and land in mountain. What does this feel like? Step the left leg back. Take time to find your warrior lunge, crescent lunge. So maybe you want to bring the feet narrower, wider, different angle of the foot. Push the feet down, draw the feet towards each other. Hug the inner thighs together as you lengthen the right knee and left heel. Outer hips, hug in the middle. Lifting from your pelvis and then deciding, what do you do with your arms? Do you keep them on the hips? Do you reach them up? Do you lean back? Does your head stay forward or lean back? Keep hugging the feet together and breathe here with softness, with consciousness, with curiosity. And bringing the arms out, step forward, hands in the belly. Grounding in your heart, feeling the chi flowing. Just finding my angle. Step the right leg back. I always like to twist towards you. So we're going to do warrior one with a twist. Ground the feet, hug the feet together, and then bring the arms up to shoulder height, and then like a helicopter, squeeze the inner thighs together and twist towards the left. So you twist towards your front bent knee. Then maybe you can bend the knee a little bit more, maybe you can push the heel back. If this is too much for the arms, you can bring them down, rest them somewhere. Otherwise, extend out. So you draw energy up through the legs, and then out through the heart, through the fingers, through the top of your head. Feel the force of this. But don't get aggressive in it. Let there be a softness, a yin quality to this very yang shape. Softness to your breath. And then twisting out, step forward, and bring the arms down. Resting on your belly. And what are you feeling? And step your left leg back. Ground the feet. Hug the feet together. Bring the arms up, shoulder height, and hug the inner thighs and helicopter over now to the right. I've just turned around so that I can see you. So maybe you're twisting away from me, or last time you're twisting away, that's fine. Making sure you're doing both sides. Soften the shoulders. I always think of a surfer move there with the arms. The shoulders, and ease. And yet, the surfers, right, they're tuning into that power of the ocean. Wow. So see if you can soften into the power of the ocean within you. How's your breath here? Again, not forcing anything, always free to come out earlier or not go as deep in. And then twisting forward, step forward, and bring the energy in and down. Pausing here, feeling what this is like. Maybe your heart's beating faster. Maybe your breath is faster. If it is, see if you can soften it again. The heart's welcome to beat fast, but the breath, gentle, light, smooth. We'll come into our second forward bend, this time with legs wider apart. Hands in the hips. Hugging the inner thighs in, grounding the outsides of the feet. Thighs are active, pulling the kneecaps up. Inhale here, and swan dive forward. And then release the hands. If you can't touch the ground, then bend your knees until you can touch the ground. And fold forward as far as your body is willing to fold forward. And so this is the same principle as the other forefoot. Energy draws up the legs and pelvis. And exhale, like a waterfall, flows off the back neck. Head releases. What's it like to breathe into this? And then hands on the hips. Ground the legs, lift the thighs up, dive up. Then you can bring the arms up. And then bring the energy in and down. You get your legs under you again. What's this like? Yeah, if your legs need shaking out, then shake out the legs. That's a great thing to do. Maybe let the hips need a little shaking. We journey on, warrior two. So bring out the legs wide. Turn your right leg, I'm gonna mirror you, out, and bring the left heel out. And then come into this wide hip opening shape. And finding what's an appropriate distance for yourself where it's not too strenuous for the hips, doesn't feel injurious or straining for the knees. You can even do it with both legs bent. Push the feet down and then hug the energy into the middle. And then as you pull the energy up the legs, pull it up through the perineum. Then as it comes to the heart, the arms extend out and energy flows out through the fingers. You look forward and energy goes up through the back of the neck. So inhale, gather the energy through the legs and pelvis. And exhale, extending through the arms and the top of the head. Maybe you can bend more and reach back more. Two more breaths here. Softening into what this is like. Inhale, straighten your leg, lower the arms, feet forward, hands in the belly. If you need to bring your legs in between, do. If you need to move any way in between, do. The other side, so turning your left foot out, right heel back. Finding the appropriate distance here. Maybe one side's wider, one side shorter, that's fine. Push down, ground down, hug the inner thighs together, and then extend out. And this energy gathering up the legs, up to the pelvis, up the spine, and then out the arms, out the top of the head, so to the back of the head up. Thinking of surfing. This surfing without a surfboard, just on the water itself. Wow. And holding, exploring this strength of your own stillness. Perhaps even connecting into a fierceness inside of you. It is called warrior after all. Two more breaths, softening into them. Inhale, straighten the legs and bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the energy in and down. Bring your legs underneath you, pausing here. Honoring what this is like. We'll come up onto our toes. Inhale the arms up and come up onto the toes. Hugging the inner thighs in. Maybe you're still, maybe you're wobbly. Beaming out through the fingers to the top of your head. Ooh, beaming to a sneeze perhaps, excuse me. And thank you for those that just said Gesundheit. And then lower the heels and bring health, Gesundheit. Bring it in. Feeling into your belly, your hara. We do a second warrior two. Bring the legs wide again. Turning your right foot out, back, left heel back. Inhaling into your warrior. But this time we'll lean forward and then we'll lean back. A few breaths in each. So keep hugging the inner thighs together to strengthen the legs. And then on an exhale, you can extend forward. And if the ground is close for you, go ahead. For me, it's far. We want to find the extension. So inhaling through that left leg and then exhaling all the way through the left hand. Dropping the shoulders, hugging the inner thighs together. Inhale up to warrior two and exhale back to reverse warrior. So bending maybe a bit deeper into your right knee, extending your right arm up, making sure it feels safe for your left knee, not locking it or pushing too much pressure on it. Looking wherever's comfortable for the neck. 2 more breaths. Inhaling up. Exhale, straighten your leg. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, bring the energy in and down. Maybe you want to bring the legs beneath you. What is this like? So getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, but also honoring where's your edge and not going over it. So just play, that's where curiosity is so great, and playfulness. How far can I go? So let's try the other side. Legs wide, turn the left foot out, the right heel back, inhaling the arms up, bending into that left knee. Whenever I bend down, I'm squeezing the energy to the middle, pulling it up through the legs, pulling it up through the pelvis, and then out through the arms. Inhale, then exhale, leaning forward to the side angle version. Really activating the inner thighs, hugging them as you reach through the right hand. Checking what's good for your neck. Is it better to look down, forward, or up? How is it for your shoulders? Can you ground the outer edge of your right foot and lift the inner arches of both feet? Inhale, coming up. Exhale, reverse. We're leaning back. And this idea of surfing on the ocean without a surfing board, tuning into the strong and yet water is so soft energy. Tongue relaxed, eyes soft. And inhale, up to warrior. Exhaling, inhale, straighten the leg, bring the arms up. And exhale, bring the energy in and down. You can bring your legs under you and tune into what this is like. We've been working our ankles and feet quite a lot, so we'll do a gentle stretch to the front. I call it gentle. I know how painful it can be for some. So you're bringing the toes forward and finding that right intensity to stretch the front of the ankle. And breathing into this. Noticing the discomfort and letting it be there. And then taking it off, lifting the leg up, circling your foot a few times. Circle the other way. And release the leg down. Does that make a difference from one side to the next? Better see. Then taking the other foot. Oh, this is definitely my tighter foot, so see where it goes. And then I'm always amazed at how long the shoots. I'm like, oh yes, I can feel that meridian. I can feel that fascia line. Goes all the way up to here. So how much of your inner rivers can you feel? Even if feeling is into the discomfort of it, like, oh yeah, that hurts all the way there. Great. You're observing that. And then breathing slowly, smoothly. And then bring the leg up, circling the foot a few times. Circling the other way. And release. So again, wide leg, forward bend, but not too wide. So just a little bit, kind of like in between the last two. A little bit wider from the hips. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, dive down and hang down here. You can try picking up your toes and spreading your toes. As you let the back of your body, especially the spine, the neck, the head, dangle. So hugging, drawing the energy up the legs, especially the inner thighs, up the pelvis, and then like that waterfall flowing off the back of the neck, top of the head, the hands, the shoulders. 3, 4 more breaths here. And then turn your feet out a little bit. Hug the inner thighs, bend the knees, and we'll come into a high squat, sometimes called rocking horse. So you may need to adjust the distance of your legs. Pushing the feet down, hugging in. So you've got now a huge stallion, this beautiful horse beneath you. And you're hugging, tuning into this energy of this being. Draw energy up the legs, up the pelvis. Then either the hands can rest on the hips or extend up. And being mindful of knees and shoulders here. Don't overdo it. Take as many breaks as your body needs. Care for, love, adore your body. Challenge your body in a compassionate way. Maybe 4 more breaths. And then inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bring the energy in and down. Legs under your hips. How are you now? So one last standing posture, balance posture, dancer pose. So I'll give you variations and feel free to come over to a wall to find some stability. Now hold on to the foot or ankle to stretch the front of the thigh. We just worked it quite a lot, so now we can give it a bit of a stretch. And then the other arm can stay on the hip or come up. And you may find this is perfect, nothing more needs to happen. Or maybe you want to extend forward. But remember, I really want the focus here is stretching the front, not going down like that. So finding your dancer, draw the energy up your standing leg, up your pelvis, and then out through your raised leg, your hand, your other arm, the top of your head. Beaming out through the toes, the fingers, the eyes. Inhale here. And exhale, gently coming out. Release the legs slowly. Hands back in the hara. Feel this. Really like this idea of this personal playground. All these tissues, energy pathways, thoughts, feelings we get to explore and harness, control, support, invigorate. Let's try it on the other side. Grounding the other standing leg, hold on to the foot or ankle. Two sides are different, so take this freshly, what's needed here. And either staying upright or raising the arm or coming forward. Inhale up your standing leg and pelvis. Exhale out your lifted leg, your hand, your other hand, the top of your head. Softening into your breath. And then very consciously, carefully coming out. And you can bring the energy in and down. Let's celebrate that was it for the standing postures. No more muscular hurrah here. So, what's that like? What's been woken up? What's been shaken up? What's been nourished, freed? And also if there was friction in holding any of these, just welcoming that exploration of what's it like to sit with friction. Can you soften around it? And we'll roll down, release the arms, bend the knees, roll on down. Into your favorite version of a standing forward bend. Legs bent or not. If it's appropriate for your hips and knees, coming into a squat. This isn't appropriate, sitting down and coming into butterfly. Few breaths of stillness here. You can either be upright or rounded. Choose one and be still. And let this become more yin now. Tissues invited to let go, melting into the ground. When brain goes in squat, bring your hands behind you, gently lower your bottom. Those in butterfly can come up to sitting, and we can all lean back in beach pose. Anyone feeling some cabin fever can just imagine themselves in this moment on a wonderful beach. Sense of outdoor expansiveness, the warmth of the sun, the touch of the breeze, the smell of the sea. Bring yourself gently out. And that power of, even when we're constricted here, through this incredible capacity we have to bring in spaciousness. And then leaning on the qualities of what's there in the world. Sea, sky, wind. All right, coming down to lie down. Hug your legs in. Give yourself a big old bear hug. Grizzly bear hug. Especially those Canadians, although they probably don't want to hug a big grizzly bear. Have a cute black bear, koala bear. Stuffed animal bear. And then keeping the knees bent, arms off to the side. Lower the legs one way to come into your twist. And the legs can be bent or straight. You can pad under the legs, between the legs. Maybe you want a blanket. And we'll be still here for around 10 breaths. Your next inhale, bring the legs up. Pause for a breath. Then bring the legs over to the other side. What's needed here? Different padding, different angle. Socks, sweater, blanket. And when you've found your shape, relaxing into your breath. Relaxing into stillness. And on an inhale, coming out of the twist, hugging your legs into you. Another nice, huge hug. And then into Shavasana. So again, getting your blanket, socks, sweater, pillow, whatever you need to be able to be somewhat comfortable in stillness. And that is what this posture is all about, being still. Surrendering into whatever comes up in the stillness. Whether it's bliss or really annoying thoughts. Noticing what this is like, lying still. Whether your mind is drifting, turning in circles, or gently present. And letting your mind now rest on your breath. Notice when you're inhaling, notice when you're exhaling. Letting your breath deepen. Stretch your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms, maybe your face. And ease up to sitting. And we will sit again for a few moments in stillness, noticing what has shifted, what hasn't. Coming to an upright position. Pelvis tilted slightly forward, sitting bones grounded. Releasing the earth through the legs. And then that natural lift up through the spine, out through the top of your head. The same pranayama we started with, inhale through your pelvis and exhale out through the top of your head. Few breaths like that. And asking yourself, how are you? What's here at the end of the practice? Is there anything that you discovered for yourself along the way about what's it like to hold stillness? Does that come easy to you, or is that difficult? What's it like to be in your skin today? Some days are easier than others, even for a yoga teacher. What's it like to be in your mind, your heart? Again, some days are easier than others. But whatever's here, holding it in your awareness, holding it with kindness. And then bringing your hands together in front of your heart, honoring this practice of yours. Inhale, exhale with love, bowing to you, the wonderful, fantastic, fabulous person you are. And then bowing to each other, to this community of yoga practitioners, to the wonderful, fantastic, fabulous beings they are. And bowing to life with gratitude. We have so much. Namaste.